Morning. It is such a joy and a privilege to be here with you today and to hear such beautiful, beautiful music from these young voices. I hope you realize what a gift it is to have them here with you this morning. This is such a beautiful, beautiful space. I think I'd like to come in here sometime and just sit and soak in the loveliness. But today, I guess I'm here to preach, so I won't just sit and do that. It is great to be here, although my son and I really thought that we were going to get to experience Michigan. We heard that it snows here in the winter, and we're beginning to believe that maybe somebody told us a story, that maybe it really doesn't snow. But then Fred did tell me that by tomorrow, this time, I will feel differently about it. Apparently there is a storm coming, we hear, but that will be neat to experience as well. Well, I always begin my message with some words that come from the Christian scriptures. I understand that Fred uses these same words as well. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of all our hearts be acceptable in your sight, for you are our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. Well, here we are. You and I have made it to the beginning of yet another new year. January 1st, a new day, a new year, a new beginning. Some are rather glad to have turned the page on the calendar. And I am tempted to say that I am one of those who is gladly plunging into a new year. My family underwent many transitions in 2011. Some were very exciting, such as Patrick's move to Grand Rapids and to Fountain Street Church. But others were exceedingly difficult. In particular, my dear father's illness and death. Now, in my life, I have lost grandparents. I've lost a beloved uncle. I've lost a wonderful brother-in-law. And I've lost Charlie and Maggie, who were treasured family pets. As a United Methodist minister for a decade, I have walked with a number of families through the heartache of the death of their loved ones. But until August of this past year, I had never personally experienced the loss of an immediate family member. My dad was just 78 years old. And as I approach my own 50th birthday, I realized that 78 is really not that old. My father's illness and subsequent death, coupled with the events of this past year, have given me pause to reflect more deeply on life, particularly on its brevity. In the past year, I have officiated at 6 funerals. In the past month, 5 of my friends have lost their parents. And it seems that each and every day I read stories or hear stories of lives cut short by tragic accidents or by illness. And at times it is downright depressing. But as I have reflected, I have come to wonder whether these events might serve as a wake-up call, a call to treat each day as though it is a gift, a call to live each day, each moment to the fullest, to be fully present in each moment, in each day, so as not to miss this gift that we call life. We will never get this day back. And so it makes sense to make the most of this day, rather than pining away for the past or fretting over the future. Some years ago, I read a poem entitled "The Station," And you too may have read this little gem. It touched my soul when I first read it, but its meaning has resonated with me even more as I have reflected upon and taken stock of this past year. It was written by the late Robert J. Hastings, who was a minister, storyteller, and lecturer. And I share it with you now. He writes, "Tucked away in our subconscious minds is an idyllic vision in which we see ourselves on a long journey that spans an entire continent. We're traveling by train, and from the windows we drink in the passing scenes of cars on nearby highways, of children waving at crossings, of cattle grazing in distant pastures, of smoke pouring from power plants, of row upon row upon row of cotton and corn and wheat, of flatlands and valleys, of city skylines and village halls. But uppermost in our conscious minds is our final destination. For at a certain hour and on a given day, our train will finally pull into the station with bells ringing, flags waving, and bands playing. And once that day comes, so many wonderful dreams will come true. So restlessly we pace the aisles and count the miles, peering ahead, waiting for the station. Yes, when we reach the station, that will be it, we promise ourselves. When we're 18, when we win that promotion, when we put the last kid through college, when we buy that 450 SL Mercedes-Benz, when we have a nest egg for retirement. From that day on, we will all live happily ever after. Sooner or later, however, we must realize there is no station in this life. No one earthly place to arrive at once and for all. The journey is the joy. The station is an illusion. It constantly outdistances us. Yesterday is a memory. Tomorrow's a dream. Yesterday belongs to a history. Tomorrow belongs to God. Yesterday's a fading sunset. Tomorrow's a faint sunrise. Only today is there light enough to love and live. So gently close the door on yesterday and throw the key away. It isn't the burdens of today that drive men mad, but rather regret over yesterday and the fear of tomorrow. Regret and fear are twin thieves who would rob us of today. Relish the moment is a good motto, especially when coupled with Psalm 118:24. This is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. So stop pacing the aisles and counting the miles. Instead, swim more rivers, climb more mountains, kiss more babies, count more stars, laugh more and cry less, go barefoot more often, eat more ice cream, ride more merry-go-rounds, watch more sunsets. Life must be lived as we go along. The station will come soon enough. A beautiful poem to consider as we enter into this new year, don't you think? I know that this is a time when many of us make New Year's resolutions. Things like get more exercise, eat healthier food, lose 10 pounds or 20 or 25 or however many, Get back in touch with old friends. Take an exotic vacation. Give up caffeine. And the list goes on and on and on. And all of those things are indeed worthy of our consideration. But I wonder if the greatest resolution of all might be to simply live in the now, to cherish life one day at a time. Looking back is not bad. Looking ahead is not bad. But life is what happens while we are busy making other plans. This is the day. If we are so busy remembering the good old days or planning for the future, we may well miss out on the gift that is today. So what does it take for us to seize this day, this moment? My friend Wes in Charlotte, North Carolina, knows. An avid outdoorsman and photographer extraordinaire, Wes was diagnosed this summer with ALS, otherwise known as Lou Gehrig's disease. And this delightful man in his 50s, who is the epitome of fitness and health, a wonderful guy who has every camping gadget known to humankind, a husband, a father, a youth group leader.